report. So a lot of updates, and especially we were going to talk about that Carlee Russell girl. But she was missing
The verdict's still out on her.
she was missing when our show, like when our show went off and stuff. And then she came back this weekend. So by the time we got to get ready to talk to her, I mean about her, wouldn't that be something to talk to her? Let's call everybody named Mama up in here.
Alabama. Carlee, tell us what
Yeah,
happened.
every news reporter be watching our show right now. She is our cousin. That's how we know.
Those Woods girls.
Our cousin. That's how. If she was my cousin, I'd be like, "Oh, don't say nothing. Wait till we go on our show, and then you go live.
Be exclusive.
But yeah, that story
It's
is
still kind of wishy-washy.
I'm trying to understand what happened. I had to fill everybody in for those who don't really know what happened.
You said this was on video though. You sure you saw it on video? You just heard them say
no, I watched them. They had the highway.
camera.
Yeah.
Was that the cops' cameras?
Um,
Or was that some building that they just got?
no, that was the actual cameras of the street. So let's go there. So we'll look at this is what she looks like. This time I gotta make sure I click over. Last time I didn't click over so nobody could see what we was looking at. But that's her. That's Carlee. What happened was either Thursday or Friday. I don't know if y'all remember. It might have been Thursday night or Friday. No, it was Friday night, I believe. She was driving home. I believe she was coming from work or coming from somewhere, but she was coming home. And apparently she said she saw a kid, a toddler on the side of the road, on the side of the highway. And so she pulled over.
Her car was running.
She pulled over. She called 911 and reported there was a child. Although, how come we haven't heard the 911 call? They haven't made that public, but we haven't heard the 911 call.
Still waiting to get on.
Yeah, but she what was I saying?
The actual step by step.
She pulled over and then she called a family member.
Okay.
And said that she was getting ready to pull over and help this kid. Now, when I asked you, I said, most people would pull over, and I would, and you would too. You keep saying you wouldn't, but you would.
It depends on where we're at.
You would pull over. You would pull over, Lenore. A kid, a toddler, you would pull over. Because you'll be like, what? You don't want the kid to go in the street and get hit. No, I don't know anybody who would pull over.
Too. Would you think anybody else would be around that could be their baby? Because why would a toddler just be out of nowhere?
If somebody was getting rid of their child, people throw kids out all the time. You don't think people, if they put a baby in a garbage,
I know
somebody could drive along the highway. People stop for dogs, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
You drive, you pull over, you say, oh my God, I'm thinking to myself, I would have been like, somebody probably trying to get rid of their child. And you're not gonna just drive. Now, as far as getting out, yeah, because you're thinking you're gonna go get the child, right? You're not gonna just pull over and then
probably would, but after this story,
nobody. Yeah, people gonna be like, no,
get out of their car to help.
No, and it was dark too. That was the other thing.
You know,
but it was a lot of cars
passing,
and other people would have seen it if it was a child. So two things that's weird about this story is we actually got highway video that shows her drive all the cars going down the highway. It shows her pulling over. No car, no baby, no nothing.
Her car was running, they said, when they came up.
Then you can see, because it was a really grainy video and all the lights was making it where you could hardly see. But the police can go through and eliminate all that stuff and have a clear video. They probably see a clear video and we don't. But from what they've released, we see the raw footage. And so it's very grainy. So you can't see everything.
Okay.
So you see her get out the car. You see her go over to the other side. And that's all you can really see. Now, some people said they think they see some kind of a image or something of somebody coming out of the bushes.
So her car was near the side of the road.
She pulled over to the side of the road. Yeah.
Somebody did that and they couldn't see them. Maybe she was grabbed.
That's what you can't really tell, but some people said if you look real good, then it's kind of like that dress. Remember, if you look good, it's
And what
either
color is
a
it?
gold dress or a blue dress.
Depending on the
By the
lighting.
way, that man was in the news today. Who
Yeah.
created that photo? The photographer. Apparently, he was wanted for murder or something like
You're
that.
kidding.
That was in the news today. I didn't report on it, but
The dress, the one that we didn't,
the
we all
blue dress.
argued on what color we saw.
Yes, if you see it, it's either blue or gold, depending on how you.
So
So people said that if you look real good, you can see an image or something, a shadow. You can't really see it clear,
Shadow.
a shadow of something coming out of the bushes. Now they don't know if it grabbed her or whatever, but the next thing you see is the police pulling up and she's gone.
Now, who was videotaping that though? When the police pulling up,
That thing
wherever
videotapes that.
from the buildings or something.
That's how our thing is showing.
That's what I was going to tell you. That's weird.
When was you gonna tell me?
I thought I was looking and going, oh, that's a little different display.
When was she gonna say something?
Because I didn't know.
But when was you gonna say something?
I don't know. Because I was waiting for you to go to show her. You are showing her, and we're also being seen.
No, this is what the people say.
Oh, they see
Your
the split.
keyboard is different. That's why. Don't touch nothing.
It's the same key.
No, it's not. It's different.
It's the same control S, control whatever.
No, it's different. Hold on, y'all. Stupid computer.
This is a new laptop, so we're experimenting.
That's what they say. See, they see all of this as I'm going through each one.
Okay.
I don't even see the old one anymore.
What is the old one?
That one. But it's not showing the, oh, you know what? It's the old computer has the print screen in the back. It has your screen showing. This thing, I don't know what it's showing. Can't stand this computer. All right, y'all, we have to figure it out. But anyway,
Okay.
what's I saying?
About
This computer was gonna be the death of me.
you were confirming that
People said they saw people said they saw a shadow. So no one knows what happened, right?
right.
But all we know is she showed up at her house.
And she's not talking.
They took her to the hospital.
What's going on with
Nobody knows.
Unless there was some foul play here. Unless she was maybe she has some
y'all, we're just not gonna be able to show pictures or nothing. But her boyfriend, he posted something. And people think him posting something kind of gave details in what he posted. He pretty much said, let's see, Alabama woman went missing after 911 call. Nickel Russell was reported safe around 10:45 Saturday after returning to the home she shares with her parents in Hoover. Now, I used to live in Birmingham, so I know where all these places are. Yeah. Um, it says her boyfriend, he went and posted. He said stuff about keep continuing to pray. He said she had to fight her way back. So that made people go, okay, well, maybe she was abducted. He said fight her way back. More from him than we getting from anybody else.
See on camera though anybody actually pulling her away, unless you're thinking it's by the bushes. Then you can vaguely see it.
I don't know. But he sent that. He was talking about how they guess they taking her to the hospital and stuff. But her family, like her mom and them, said, pray, thank God she's returned, and we're tired. Of course, you can know we were tired. We've been up since looking. I'm paraphrasing.
Mm-hmm.
But at this time, we ask that you give us a little privacy. She's out of her mind. Would you ask somebody to give you privacy and you went all over the world wanting everybody to look for her? People do that.
Put us on a manhunt for her.
I hate when people do that.
And now you want privacy.
You want privacy when she's home.
Story together.
I don't like that.
Privacy so you can get your story together because there's some foul play.
The minute you go public That's it.
It's public.
All gloves are off, buddy.
We're all sitting here like this.
We're family. We're all in your family right now.
What happened?
Because you're asking us to pray.
What happened to Carlee? I've been praying for her.
People to cry. There's people crying and everything.
Okay. Does somebody hurt her? Oh, was she violated? Oh Lord.
And paraphrasing, they were gonna tell the close people in the family. And then for the rest of us, we ask you for a little privacy.
And then how much longer are we gonna have this privacy? What's the time frame? Until the cops find something? Because they're looking into this too. You got them on a hunt for her.
So I don't know. Now the girl, when she was apparently snatched up, she called a family member. And the family member said they was on the phone and they heard her talking, I guess, to the child, and then they heard her scream.
Oh,
and that was it.
When she was on the phone with them.
But she never heard the child say anything. And if you look at the surveillance video, there was no child.
Nowhere.
No.
In sight. See, this is not right. We gotta wait for clarity on this one. Because there's so much craziness going on. There's people faking things.
Some of the detectives, and they not coming out publicly, calling her Smollett.
And Smollett he really got in trouble from the Chicago cops because that's time and money they spent investigating, and they don't like that.
My opinion, hopefully it came out where she was, you hate to say hope she was abducted. You hate to say that.
Well,
hope she was abducted and got away.
Because she came back and she had home. So
rather than it for her babe. So here's the thing. This is worse than Jussie Smollett. Because with Jussie Smollett, the country wasn't praying for Jussie Smollett.
No, they people either right away believed him or they didn't.
It was, and he wasn't listening.
Right. He just got
beat up. Nobody was praying for Jussie Smollett.
Beat me up. Okay. Oh, you lied. Okay. But this lady.
And we gotta find the guys who did it. But this is I'm abducted. There was so many things that made us mad about this.
A baby
on the highway.
You gonna help.
We not only worried about her, we worried about the child.
Leaving your car running. Okay. Now we're scared. Oh my God, did she really? Her and the baby. Oh my goodness, what happened? Pray. The moment the mom and the family put that out there,
then you can't say
it's our business now.
They're gonna keep up with this story because they said they spent hundreds of man hours. A lot of people was looking. It's not going to go away. So I know she was saying, give us some privacy. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
We're going to demand to know what happened. And then you know what? If it's a mental issue, well, that's fine.
Right. We'll understand.
If she has a mental issue.
And they kind of like a little embarrassed.
And they embarrassed to say it, that's fine.
She's wandered off before.
That's fine.
Or she wants attention.
That's what I don't like.
She wants attention. She's mad. She's angry.
That we won't put up with. But if she has a mental condition or something like that, and maybe schizophrenic or something, and she thought she heard a baby and, went into the woods. It wasn't a shadowy figure that dragged her in there. She just walked in there and found her way back home. But her boyfriend said she fought off.
He could be in it too. Isn't that sad if this is not any real to this? That's real sad.
Rosebud said, I don't know about this story. It sounds shady.
It does. And we would be so angry if it was. Because now
we always make a big deal. You never put black people national. Whenever a black person is missing, whenever a black person is missing, you never put us. See, now this is just gonna make people be like, see, that's why.
Hey, because it's stupid. It's shadiness going on. We don't know where this girl's coming from. She wants attention. It could be a boyfriend doing crazy.
Well, hopefully, you hate to hope that it's a mental condition or that she really was abducted.
Yeah.
And fought her. My preference is I would love this story to end this way. She was abducted.
Fought her.
And she fought her and she got back and she made herself. That's a movie. They'll make that into a movie and she'll make money off of that.
That was a episode in The Chi.
Oh,
One of
really?
the neighborhood guys abducted the girl with the young girl. You know how the shy, if you see the previews of it, is three boys.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the boys' sister. She got abducted.
Oh,
And
okay.
he kept her in his basement for a good time. She found her, I think another guy that's from the neighborhood, he's homeless
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of knew it was that man because he thought it was something weird about him.
So
And he broke into the
she
house.
stayed in the
He
neighborhood.
snuck, yeah, she was from the neighborhood. I think he snuck in the house and helped her get out. And she got her way out.
Yeah, you can't
But
really.
that was true. She was actually abducted in the neighborhood.
Well, and you know that they stayed up trying to figure out where she was, and so just so
Yeah.
every again, I would prefer
Let's
that.
follow this one.
And then just sending this out to the airways. One of our friends, his father, has like Alzheimer's or dementia,
Beginning
and he
dementia.
got in a car today and drove, and they can't find him. So just pray and ask God to send him back safely home, or somebody find him and bring him back safely home. That's what we're praying for.
That's
Because just like these people, your loved one or somebody being gone, you
no.
can't sleep. Which I understand what her mom said. She said,
Who's gonna
understand.
lay down and close their eyes and
She
get
said,
asleep
understand for the last 2 or 3 days we haven't slept.
with a family
And I
member
understand that.
missing.
I understand that. You couldn't sleep.
Mm-mm.
You couldn't sleep. So I do understand what
And
she's
you're on
saying.
the phone, you're looking like how it's so funny, even though it's not a life, how Joy was on The View when Bernie got missing. Her
Yeah.
dog Bernie.
Well,
Heart,
people, their animals go.
I know. Her heart pumped because it was the 4th of July. And she had everybody calling everybody to go look for Bernie. Where's Bernie? Oh, police officer. Hey, police officers, blah, blah, blah. So any family member, even so,
Yeah.
you won't go to sleep. You will be like, oh, God, bring them home
Yeah.
safely.
Later on, when you go look on your TV and see if this is blurry like that. If it is, it's your computer. So, all
Okay.
right, y'all, which is another thing we gotta figure out.
Yeah, because if it's acting like this for our stream lab,
It's out of here.
This out. Yeah.
All right, so well,
You sure you can't show them?
no, we showed what it shows. This gotta be redone, and I had Darius do it or something. All right, so the next story we was gonna talk about is I put up a post about name a, or you see if you can name it. Name a comedy show that was big that you just didn't find funny. That everybody, it was a huge show that everybody guessed found funny, but you didn't find it funny.
I wasn't a fan of Friends.
Okay.
I wasn't a fan of
A lot of people said Friends.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And I had one of my roommates, she loved that show. She's a black lady. She loved Friends. I tried to sit and watch it. I like the black version of it, Living Single,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't get into Friends.
So a lot of people said Friends. Of
Hmm.
course, it went out. And a lot of people said Seinfeld.
Our cousin said Seinfeld. Remember?
Yeah.
I find it funny.
You don't like Seinfeld either?
I love Seinfeld.
It's my favorite show.
I love Seinfeld. I love the humor. It's Jewish humor.
Now, most black
Especially
people,
with Kramer with his
most
crazy
black people said Seinfeld.
Hmm.
And I was surprised to know that a lot of black people don't like
I don't
Seinfeld.
think we're like most black people too. You and I,
Well, I like a lot of different type
we
of humor.
like all kinds of humor, and there's I think there's humor, comedians and music
Mhm.
that a lot of black people, if that I'm with, they
Mhm.
wouldn't even find like you
Funny.
like that group. I've had people ask me about some of the groups, the music that I listen to.
Mhm.
I don't listen to just rock, rhythm and blues
Listen to
and
everything.
rap. I listen to
Yeah.
everything. And the other everything, like other white groups and rock and country, they'll look at me like, you listen to that?
Are you
Yeah.
on our network or are you on your phone?
Network,
Not the phone. The woods
not
thing.
the hotspot.
No, no.
I'm
What?
on our Wi-Fi.
It's not working for me.
You need the hotspot?
Yeah. I
Maybe
don't
when,
even know if we on here. Cause it ain't coming on for me.
yeah, it's on.
Oh. All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess today is just technical issue day.
Here's
It's
hotspot.
on now, so
Oh, okay.
I guess today is technical issue day.
Okay. Yeah.
What are the people saying right there?
Um, I know about this story. It sounds shady. Hey ladies, Emerald said hey.
Yeah, see, it's going back out.
Yeah, every time
Yeah, your
phone
house
rings,
Uh-huh.
Rosebud. Yeah, Friends was not funny. I thought Seinfeld was funny. That's
I
Rose.
thought Seinfeld was funny.
I
You
did.
go to your hotspot.
I did.
Where is it?
Right there. It's on. I just turned it on. You need to know what the
Yeah,
sign in? Oh, I
yeah.
don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's not gonna help me.
Is that the right one? You was connected before, ain't that the same one?
No, this yours. All right. What is everybody
That's
saying?
your hotspot
What's
that you're
that?
on now?
That's yours.
Rose is saying, Rosebud is saying, I thought Seinfeld was funny. Thank you. Yeah, I like everything, and my friends would look at me crazy. You too, Rosebud? I don't know if it's a black thing or if it's a white thing or if you got to be a certain personality to appreciate certain kind of humor, certain kind of music. Um, I'm like Whoopi when she says, was it eclectic? Is that the word?
Like different stuff.
I love different stuff. And I'm different. I'm a different type of black girl. So I can be on the floor listening to the Beatles and Rod Stewart and Alice Cooper. I used to watch it was some shows that come on. I watched Alice Cooper special Welcome to My Nightmare. And people were like,
What?
really? Yeah. I
So you
watched
like Alice Cooper?
I like Ozzy Osbourne. I like rock.
Yeah.
I like
But I didn't listen to
all
like all
kinds
their
of
music. I listened to
jazz,
some of it.
blues, a lot of blues and jazz. But I listen to a lot at my job. I would be playing my CD from Chicago, the group Chicago. You and I would sing when Peter, I think Peter with him. I forgot his last name. You're the meaning in my
Oh yeah,
life.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
the
yeah.
inspiration.
All right.
They look at me crazy. And my Michael McDonald days and Doobie Brothers. And so I don't know. I just
Well, anyway, I like Seinfeld, and so I was wondering. I said, why do
you hooked me to
a
Seinfeld too.
lot of
And
black
Larry
people
David.
a lot of black people don't like Seinfeld.
And
So I looked up, I said, why don't black people like Seinfeld? And a lot of people said number one was because we noticed it too. There wasn't anybody black on the show. They only had like one or
but
two
that's
people.
not why I watched the show.
No, that's why some people. But then somebody said you watch other shows like the Brady Bunch and stuff, and they don't
Brady
have
Bunch had
nobody.
that one little black girl that came to Peter's party.
Right. So it can't be just because that
Partridge
was itching.
Family.
What was it itching? Was that the itching
scratch powder.
the itching powder?
When she had a little slumber party.
And the little black girl was there with the little flip hairstyle. We never saw it
Or
before.
the Peter one was when he felt he wanted to tell jokes and the guys was telling his punchlines and he wanted to feel like popular. And he went and sat by himself and all four of the girls, including the black girl with her little socks, he like you fun, Peter. Couldn't get that black girl in there.
Yeah, that was funny. And the black boy. They always had a black boy.
Yeah.
When Joe Namath
Little
came,
token black family.
when Joe Namath came, there was a black boy that was playing out there with them. And you ain't never seen him again.
Do blacks
Right?
like the honeymooners?
That's what I'm saying. So it can't be because there's no black people. So then we started saying maybe it's the humor. They don't like the humor.
They don't find it funny.
They don't find it funny. That's sarcasm.
Mhm.
A lot of black people don't like sarcasm.
You think?
Think about it. Because usually when you hear sarcasm, it usually do come from white people.
Oh, that's right.
Like if you say, are you gonna go bike riding? Well, why would I not go bike riding? See, black people don't do, a lot of us don't do that. That's that sarcasm.
But they don't like Kramer with his crazy self.
I think if you did watch Seinfeld, some black people watch it because of Kramer.
Right.
And George.
George.
But still they don't like. They don't like that.
And Newman.
You thought that was funny too.
I did too. Stan.
Yeah, black.
And you know what? I did laugh some episodes when I sat with one of my old roommates at Friends. I at Friends. It's just I didn't want to turn. I didn't go and look for it like she did. She had to watch it.
Friends, it was okay.
It's okay. Or Kings, and what is it? King and
King
Queens.
of Queens. That was
King
good.
of
That was
Queens.
funny.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Everybody Loves Raymond was funny.
Mike and Molly.
That's funny.
Oh,
But you know
I
what show?
love Mike and
The
Molly.
show that I put was Two Broke Girls.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I don't know.
Or half, what is it? Half man, 1 man and a half. What is it?
Half a Man or something.
And what's the one about the moon?
1.5 with Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen. Or that one about the moon. They was kind of
Oh,
uh like really hippie, kind of like,
I didn't like 70 show either.
that 70s show.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Mm.
But I like that.
Certain shows gotta get me.
So I wrote that if
humor.
y'all get a chance, go on our community wall and answer what show was successful, comedy show, but you didn't think it was that funny. And some people had shows that were funny.
Like what?
Like Sanford and Son,
Man,
Good Times.
it's a hit or miss. And my cousin don't like Good Times. I like Good Times when the dad was alive.
And it wasn't one person that wrote Good Times.
Good Times.
A lot of people wrote Good Times. Yeah. Thought that was different.
James was funny and Florida, whatever. James. Okay.
Yeah. Well, my thing
Okay.
is slow, so I'm just trying to move
Going
through
on,
this.
yeah.
But I guess your thing is down, my thing is down. So we working our way through this, y'all.
Oh, man.
Okay, so the other story we're gonna do was Arizona Republican. Remember that one we did about the Republican guy who refers to black people as colored?
Oh, Rosebud says she like Elaine too.
I like Elaine too.
Oh, yeah, man. Okay.
Colored people. And that black lady got mad from the black caucus. Well, they talked about that today on the Breakfast
On the
Club.
Breakfast Club.
Charlemagne said the same exact thing I said. If y'all go back and look at our show, I said, then why are you gonna have to get rid of NAACP?
The National Association, what is it? A National
Advancement for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Color
People. So
and that was back in 19 whatever. I'm surprised it was never changed. We don't say color.
But I don't think you need to change it because I don't get offended by the word colored people.
And then he went back and forth with what's the difference with colored people or people of color.
See?
And I told her, I said,
and then the lady said, well, it's the way you say it. But you can say anything. If I say those black men are over there in the corner.
It was a black lady that came.
Or if I said it was an African American who came in the elevator.
This is a white person saying.
Any word you say,
slice it, yeah.
You can't say context.
You got to.
Because any word could be bad depending on how you say it.
Yeah.
Well, you know that she's so beautiful.
Her hair was kind of kinky.
No, I'm saying you could say a positive word and it could still be negative. You know, she's so beautiful that everybody noticed.
Because we were talking.
Beautiful is used negative.
Because we were talking about that representative that made the comment.
Represent Eli Crane. Represent Republican from Arizona.
He changed it. He said black people. Didn't he say black?
He said colored people, black people.
Blacks. He caught himself.
But the bottom line is, yeah, I think he was a doofus for saying the word color because he was
young.
And I think he was using it derogatory. But in my opinion, my grandmother said color.
And she was 90 something. We expected that. And
also, if you don't want people to use the word colored people, then you have got to change the name, the NAACP.
Wow. That's not going to happen because now they're encompassing all people of color.
Then I agree with Charlemagne. Why is it that we allow people to dictate to us what is bad and what is good?
Thank you.
And then he always goes on his whole thing about chicken and watermelon. I didn't know that after slavery, black people started growing watermelon and selling chicken because it's easy. Watermelon was church and it was cheap and it was easy to have a lot of it. And we became millionaires and companies and everything.
Okay.
And companies like that was on Black Wall Street. And then when the white guys came and burnt down Black Wall Street, they made it in that movie. What was that movie that y'all know what I'm talking about? The Nation, whatever that was.
Oh, okay.
And they had black people sitting on the porch with eating watermelon and spitting out seeds and chicken and talking. And so black people said, we don't want to have anything to do with watermelon.
Associated with anything negative.
We don't want to have
Our
anything
whites
to do
are
with
thinking
chicken.
of you.
So Birth of a Nation.
Birth of the Nation.
A movie to dictate to you something you was making money off of that's being negative.
Do you not know, along with that, that's why some black women don't like their hair natural.
Because somebody told you your hair is nappy and kinky. Girl, and we said it when we was young, yo, nappy head girl.
No, and you only time I got it pressed and curled was on Easter Sunday.
Yo, nappy head.
Bangs, and the bangs was put up when the weather came.
Hair is nappy. Yo, nappy headed girl. Then your mama comb your hair, yo, nappy girl.
Oh Lord, Lord.
Or black. You're so black. Ooh, I see you at night. You black.
Till you until you smile. But yeah, we do dictate.
You let others dictate what is beautiful and what is not.
But this,
so I agree with him with color. When did it say when black people said color? My grandmother said color.
I think when you're using that word by itself, as far as we're saying people of color, because now it encompasses everybody else that's of color, like Hispanics, Asian, Indian, anybody that's non-white is people
But
of
I'm
color.
saying-
So, but if you say color, that colored woman, you're thinking in the 60s and 50s.
But it wasn't.
That lady you're talking about?
No, the N word I can see.
Or Negro.
No, the N word with
Right.
ER.
Right. Until we called the girl at my college a white N word.
The N
She
word
almost choked on herself.
N word with an ER in any decade is bad.
Yeah.
Black people, we didn't call ourselves the N word with the ER on it.
No.
So if you hear a white person or anybody say that word down, you go,
that's different. That word right there alone.
But the word colored,
is
black people,
age thing.
Black people back then said color.
Because my coworker, he had to be near my age, and we were talking about dating, interracial dating, and he said I dated a colored girl, and I looked at him. I said,
"What color was she?
Was she blue?
Yeah.
Was she purple?" Everybody laughed so hard because he caught himself. Oh, I'm sorry, not colored. She was a black girl or African American.
Ma, what did you call yourselves?
Color.
My mother said colored.
So
then you, the next generation, y'all said black.
And some people don't like being called black. They want to be called African American.
And then it was what came after black? African American.
African American.
So people are like, come on now.
What are you calling yourself?
But I didn't like that. I didn't like that black lady from the Black Caucus yelled out, 70-some-year-old. She know darn well she said the word color.
That word color.
When I say 70-some years old.
A white man saying it.
That's what made her mad.
At the time he's saying it, talking about affirmative action.
That's what made her mad.
You coloreds, we don't need affirmative action for you guys to go in any work.
In my opinion, that should have been her argument.
Yeah.
You saying the word color and you being derogatory towards black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know darn well that's how you using that word. But if some person said color, you don't cancel them.
Because if they sincerely said the colored lady came over and told me to get the bag,
I wouldn't say nothing.
And then you get mad at her, she can say, well, the NAACP still uses the word
now,
color.
if I wanted to correct,
I can't say colored anymore.
If I wanted to correct somebody and bring them up to the times, I would just be funny like you did. When they say the colored man, I would say, well, what color was he?
Was he Jim? Was he red?
Was he pink?
And then
they'll go, pink. Oh, I'm sorry, black.
He could have said black man.
How black?
What color was he? He was black.
See, and some people say black. I don't like black.
One of the ladies that did the welcome committee for us here.
Oh,
it was an older white lady. In fact, she was Italian. I could tell she's from Italian. Her last name was Italian. But we were asking were there other minorities that lived in this neighborhood. It was an Oriental family. And I kind of like, oh.
We didn't correct it. Only 80-some years old.
Oriental, she's 80-something. Yeah. I let it go.
Your battles. Now, a young person saying Oriental,
If they're
I would have
20
been
something.
like, "Come on, you're a little too young to be
No,
saying Oriental."
we all trying to be politically correct now, and that's the problem. Is
That's
we're
the
trying so
problem.
hard. We cancel somebody if they're not.
Yeah.
Can you just like let them
What do you
slide?
call somebody that's overweight?
There's a lot of words for that.
Do you say fat?
That's mean words.
But fat people say fat.
Yeah, big, huge, plus fluffy,
Plus size.
plus size.
And I think I still say handicap.
Yeah, what did they say?
It's supposed to
Disabled.
be disabled.
And we can't say midgets.
Physically
You can't
disabled.
say midgets. You
I
can
don't say that
little
anymore. I say
people.
small people.
Back in the day,
It was
it was midgets.
That's what I'm saying. So instead of canceling people, educate people. Say,
Yeah.
you know what? We don't even use that term anymore. We say blank blank
We
now.
were in South Africa.
Now it may change in 10 years.
We were in
but
South-
as of 2023.
We were in Cape Town,
Right.
Johannesburg.
Oh yeah. They say
We
color.
said colored, and they went,
That's light skinned black.
that's light skinned black people. That's biracial.
Yeah.
And I went, what?
That's biracial.
I said colored for us in America was not
Yeah.
biracial. It was black.
It was black people.
And they were like,
when we was in Africa, they say we call y'all colored because y'all got white mixed in y'all.
yeah,
Call you colored.
something.
See?
Different country, different rules.
So go back up to your last one. And
It was up
read-
here.
You know, I can't see with these glasses. They're horrible.
I thought after she said Seinfeld, she said Rosebud is telling us a lot. James Taylor, love him. I love his voice.
James Taylor.
I love
too.
James Taylor. I listen at all those groups. My BFF loves Green Day and Taylor Swift.
I like
And I love 70s, 80s, 90s, and R&B.
That's Emerald.
Emerald said, but she hates it. Rosebud said, I like Elaine too. And Tinker, who is Tinkerbell?
Okay, what's up, Tinker?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Prince.
Okay, a lot of people didn't think Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was funny.
It was silly. You didn't like the silly humor.
Yeah.
I like it because of how he teased on Carlton.
But that is a good, those are good ones. Because the question I think was a show that was successful. Like everybody thinks it's funny, but you didn't.
And that's why I thought of Friends, because Friends was very successful.
Well, they took from
all the actors
Living
aren't
Single.
even known.
They literally took the scripts from Living Single.
Single was like Friends.
And redid them.
4 women and I don't know. Friends had 5, 6 of them, didn't they?
No, I don't know.
They had 4 men.
No, 2 men. I think.
I thought they had more than 2 men.
2 men and 3 girls.
3 men.
It was 5 of them. 2 men and 3 girls, I believe. Rachel, the one with the blonde.
Yeah.
And what's her name? Fox.
Yeah. Courtney.
Mm-hmm. And then the 2 men was what's his name with the black hair? No, 3 men. You're right.
It was 3 men.
The guy that was good looking.
Yeah.
And then the one with the long haired guy. That's right.
Yeah.
We see how we say people.
The one with the big nose.
And then Living Single was
it was
6
4 women
and 2 men. 6.
And 2 men.
Same thing. 6 6. It was 6.
Living
I'm single.
Oh, in the 90s kind of world. Glad I got my
Keep your head up.
What?
Keep your head up.
That's right.
No.
My homegirl standing to my left.
Am I right? True blue. It's right like glue. Check it out. Check it out.
See what you
want.
That's my show, y'all. From World's
Friends. Da 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 something da. I'll be there for you. Okay.
there for you.
Oh yeah.
There for you.
Okay. That's good. Just do a show of music, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Theme shows.
So that's the end of that one.
Okay.
The color, I don't care. Don't cancel the man, even though we know how he was using it.
Yeah.
I don't think she handled that right. The lady from the Black Caucus. She should have went to him afterwards and said, "I don't appreciate you saying the word
John, whatever your name is. We don't really say the word.
But if you're gonna say it on the floor and say strike it from the record, well, baby, strike the word NAACP from the record.
C means colored.
So if somebody was in the same chamber and said we having the NAACP is having a fundraiser this evening, tell what does NAACP stand for? The National Association for the Advancement
of
and it'll be that black lady yelling at him for saying it, saying the NAACP is having a fundraiser.
Well, we can say it, but don't say it like he did.
Or be clear. We can say it, but you can't.
Oh man.
Like the N word with the A on the end.
Yeah.
Why don't she just say that then? We can say it, but you can't. You do the NAACP. We can say the whole thing out.
Lord have mercy.
But they never gonna be honest.
No, they probably won't change the name either.
No.
They get problems with color because they're covering now other colored people.
It's ridiculous. Go ahead. Okay, so the next story: CEO praised for refusing to leave airline seat to let a mother sit next to her children. Now, when I looked at the story, I totally agreed. Let me tell you why.
Did you change your mind?
A woman who refused to switch seats with a mother so she could sit next to her children on an airplane was commended online for sticking to her stand. Tammy Nelson, the CEO, what does it matter whether she's a CEO?
They felt like, you that high level.
What does that matter? I'm a lady sitting in a seat.
It's like you're privileged.
See, that was wrong.
You need to sit your CEO 6-figure job in a middle seat, so the mom can sit by her kids.
Well, it says a global jewelry brand, Concrete, shared the incident on TikTok and said she was flying on Delta Airlines flight from Cincinnati, Ohio to San Jose, California, when another woman requested her to switch seats so she could sit next to her 2 kids. Miss Nelson figured the other woman was already sitting in her window seat. I double checked. So she's the lady sitting in the row with her kids.
Oh,
and the lady looking at her seat.
I thought she was sitting somewhere else.
No, she comes up because the lady's sitting in her seat. And she says, "Excuse me, but you're sitting in my seat." And the lady that was sitting with the kids said, "Oh, do you mind sitting in and switching so I can sit with my kids?" And her seat was right behind.
Oh, it was behind the kids.
Right. But it was a middle seat. And the lady said, "Is your seat a window seat?" And she said, "No, it's a middle seat." And so the other lady said, "No, I don't want to switch. I like to lay, I get very little rest. And my time to rest is when I'm on the plane. And so I like a window seat so I can lay my head on the window and go to sleep."
How old were the kids?
Hold on. Now.
That's a big, big question.
One of the kids was like 11.
Okay.
And the other one was 15.
Oh, Lord. No. We all understand.
You want me
if those kids
to switch my seat?
If those kids was under 7.
Hold on. You want me to switch my seat to sit in the middle?
So you can sit by your teenager?
So you can sit next to your 11 and 15-year-old who don't even want you in that row if he's a normal 15-year-old.
Why don't you send the teenager to the middle chair?
That's what somebody said.
The 11-year-old.
Somebody said, "Why didn't you just send the 15-year-old behind you to sit in the seat, and then you sit next to your 11-year-old?
Next to the youngest one."
Yes, you're right there. The next seat, the 11 is fine too.
Yes. Now I get it. I thought they were young when you first said this.
Now,
if they were young, I don't think that CEO would have probably said
no. Hold on, buddy.
What happened?
I can see her not saying no if they were young.
Okay.
I still would say no.
No.
I can't sit in the middle seat. Look at my size. Look at all this going on. That guy over there with the helmet on his head.
Oh,
move him over and put him in there.
So find somebody else.
Somebody else. It's a whole plane.
Say, "Ma'am, look at my size. I'm sitting by the aisle because I'm a heavy woman.
No.
I'm sorry, I can't speak."
And that's not fair to the 2 people you want me to squeeze between.
Well, she could probably find somebody else then to switch with, because usually people are okay with it. If they're seeing you need to sit by your kids, especially if they're young.
If they're young,
I would understand, though.
If they're young, yes. Because who wants to sit? I don't want to sit next to your kids.
Right.
You think I want to sit there and I got a 2-year-old and a
no, sit by all.
And then all they're gonna be doing is climbing on the chair, looking back, going, "Mommy, can I have some crack?
Yeah.
Mommy, can I have
And that's probably hit me.
Yes.
So you won't be
no.
comfortable either way.
But I would have said no still, only because it's not physically for me.
Okay.
But I would have said, sure, somebody on this plane would switch with you.
Right, so you can be by your kids.
So you can be next to your kids.
Yeah. That's a hard one. Because like you're
There was
saying,
people who said she was wrong.
no,
Even knowing the age of the kids.
then they can kiss grits. They can kiss rocks, go kick rocks. Because I don't care what anybody says. You got a teenager. Most teenagers don't want to sit with you anyway. We just assuming this is a regular teenager. Your 15-year-old can sit in your chair while you come up to sit by your 11-year-old. That's the youngest. But that teenager ready to drive and everything, you can sit in the back in the middle and let me have my window seat so I can get some sleep.
Now,
Yes.
she said the mother was super annoyed before moving back to her own middle seat. Miss Nelson was received support from TikTok users for her stand. People should book seats together if they want to sit together, one user said.
Thank you.
The amount of families who aren't paying to select their seats together is mind blowing. I think you got to pay more, don't you,
For what?
to sit together?
Some airlines.
If it's not an upgrade, it's a sacrifice, somebody said.
Mhm.
And everybody can't afford to do that. So you don't expect
And this is
everybody.
the last 3 or 4 seats left. Get on that plane.
A normal mom with toddlers. But a 11-year-old and like a
You
15-year-old.
told me the age, and right away I'm like,
Yeah.
'Cause at first I was like, oh, the CEO lady, she could at least a little discomfort
And
for
then the other thing that made the lady mad was that the lady was sitting there. So she assumed that when the person who came for their seat would automatically let her sit there and they can go sit in her seat. Why would you do that? Go sit in your seat, and then when she sits down, tap her on the shoulder. Ma'am, do you mind if we switch? I wanted to sit up there with my kids. Let her say no then.
Right.
And for you to automatically be sitting there, you're assuming
Mhm.
whoever came up was going to let you have that seat.
Thank you.
That was the other thing that pissed a lot of
And
people
would
off.
would she have asked someone like you were saying if you're a really big person?
Thank you.
If it was a 6'4" tall man,
He can't sit in the middle
and
seat.
you expect him to be in the middle seat so you can sit by your teenagers again.
And if I was a man, I would say no.
No, ma'am, I'm sorry. Can you find somebody?
I had to sit on the end. I'm sorry.
And I would tell her that, I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you find somebody else?
Yeah.
And hopefully somebody else raised their hand and said, I'll sit over there. I'll sit.
Now, they automatically assume we black people, we're going to have an attitude. So we would have pulled up and she was sitting there. She would be like, oh, let me get my.
You know what? I don't want to get in a fight. I don't want her to tell.
Or she already know the answer's going to be no. How do you want me to say it
And
for
they
you?
be cussing it. Hell no. Get your blankety blanket.
That's right when she was waiting to see who was going to show up.
Oh.
But it was a man or
Oh,
something.
so she sat there while people were getting on the plane.
Yes. And then the lady showed up with her ticket. So when the lady showed up, she was probably hoping. She said, I hope it's a man. I hope it's a man. Because a woman, most women would be like, girl, if you don't get your head back there, I got an 11-year-old and a 15-year-old, and they don't need to sit with you.
Thank you.
But a man might be more accommodating.
That's true. That's true.
He don't know. He's stupid. He don't know if she needs to be with the 11-year-old or something. You need to give her some crackers or something.
He'll just be, allowing the mom with the key.
Right. So no. So she was hoping that it was probably a young white man
Or a young girl.
or a young white girl.
That don't mind. Oh, you want to sit with your kids?
That's fine. And she's little. She can squeeze in the middle in the back.
With no problems.
But
Yeah,
no.
I think it was off. I was rooting for the mom until you told me that what the kids' ages were.
Mhm.
I'm like, no.
Anybody say anything? Because I can't.
Let's see. But she hates it. I like Elaine too. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's it. No.
Okay. What's the last one? Prince. Okay. Now you did this
Not
one.
moving.
That's it. Nobody said anything yet.
Okay.
Dad prays for telling 12-year-old daughter to change out of crop top before she leaves the house.
This was about last week they talked about.
Now what happened? You know this story.
I think the TikTok was showing her filming her dad when she came out with her outfit and he looked at her. She said, Dad, I'm getting ready to go with so and so, whatever his name was, her boyfriend. And her dad said, not in that, you not.
When it comes to the matter of what clothes are appropriate for children, particularly girls to wear, people tend to have strong opinions. As kids get older and start expressing their own preferences, parents will have different limits on what they'll approve. That's true because some parents they'll let you wear a crop top. I've seen young girls with crop tops.
Sonny said her daughter wanted to and she was younger. She said no.
See, some people like
I
it.
don't want no men and women and men looking at you and lusting after your body and stuff.
Some I've seen some teenagers with crop tops.
Because they know how some older men are, how men are in general.
But some of them, they'll look at you if you got on a bad
But
day.
you know what? I'm concerned with the age.
Mhm.
Her 12?
12 is too young.
No, that's what he was saying. You too young.
Would he let her do it if she was in high school?
Maybe high school, but not 12.
Okay.
So most people are automatically going, yeah, you're right, sir. That age right now. And I remember the episode on the Bill Cosby show when Vanessa wanted to wear makeup.
And they didn't let her.
Her mom said, not until you get into high school.
See, some people let you wear makeup
when
early.
you get a certain
I don't
age.
think mama cared.
Vanessa had to have been what, 12, 14 or something?
Well, I think she
wanted to wait till she was 16 or
I
something.
think I wore makeup earlier.
Yeah,
It didn't
some
matter.
parents don't like.
One father on TikTok drew the line at his daughter's outfit, and people thought his reaction was hilarious. A dad went viral after he refused to allow his daughter to leave the house wearing a crop top. In the video posted by Will and Amy Casey, Mr. Casey immediately vetoed his daughter's outfit upon seeing it. As soon as he saw her, he told her to get back in the house and put on a different top.
Because she was going with her boyfriend.
When she asked what was wrong with her shirt, he replied, "Girl, your stuff's hanging out. You got to go in there and change. That ain't happening." He calmly dismissed any protest and simply repeated that she needed to wear something else. "The boys are going to be looking at your stuff. You need to change," he stated. So most people either found it amusing or praised him for caring about what his daughter wore. The number one comment was, "Awesome, Dad. Most parents don't care, but this guy needs Father of the Year." Why are people giving him? I don't understand that. Y'all ever understand when people go, "Oh my God, he came and picked up his son and took him to the park"? That's what you,
because we're
praising people for doing what they're supposed to do.
The bar has been lower.
It's so low.
Judge Mathis was saying on his show when they were saying the man paying his child support. He looked, he said,
"You commended for paying child support?"
Said, "That's your duty as a father. Child." Oh, paid attention to what his daughter's wearing. Oh, you a good dad.
This guy did a follow-up video showing that it was just a prank that his daughter was playing.
Oh, okay. So she knows how her dad is.
But my thing is,
and I can tell by the way he was reacting that he didn't play. And that's probably why she played on a joke on him. He was like, you going back in there and change. He was serious.
He also got comments that were directed towards her daughter, insisting that she was not her property and girls should get to wear whatever they want to. I told you, if you put black, people gonna put white. If you put white, people gonna put black. Red, they're gonna put green. There's nothing you can say on the internet where somebody's not gonna say. If I posted, "Good morning, everyone," it'll be 100 comments.
What's good about it?
Yeah.
The weather is
For
still
you.
bad.
Everybody doesn't have a good morning.
There's a war going on. I just lost my kid.
Thank you. Why are you putting good morning, assuming that everybody has a good morning?
No, I just don't want
So apparently he got some backlash.
Oh, did he?
Girls should be able to wear whatever they want to.
No, not at 12.
Mr. Case responded, "You're absolutely right, but that's not the world we live in today, baby. We live in a world of sex trafficking and child abductions.
Thank you.
I'm protecting my kids."
Thank you. And you can kiss my grits. Thank you, sir.
Ultimately, the original video seemed harmless and fun. Mr. Casey and his daughter weren't fighting. Mm-hmm. He wasn't yelling at her or threatening her. Exactly. And it seemed like she knew her dad had her best interests at heart. Mm-hmm. However, some responses to the video showcased the ugly side of policing what girls wear in the name of modesty. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. As long as you live in that house, you're going to wear what your parents tell you to wear. Now, when you leave, do what everybody else do. Put your clothes in your bag and change when you get to school.
That's what
But if your mom, if you grew up in a Kojic home and you can't wear pants, you're not walking out the house with pants on.
Thank you.
Regardless of whether the world, why is the government and the world always trying to raise our kids?
Because we're not doing a good job, some of us.
But I don't like that when they do laws and stuff to take parenting away from parents.
I know.
Whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. If you grew up in a Kojic home and they say you can't wear pants, you're not gonna run to whoever, the governor, whoever,
Call the
and say
hotline.
they said that I can't wear pants. That's abusive against girls, and we can't wear what we want to wear.
But you even said that the laws are changing where the teachers don't have to tell the kids' parents
That you
if
transgender.
they're transgender, if they're doing things at school, like wearing a certain thing and causing.
If you know, if you my teacher and you know my mom is Kojic and I can't wear pants and I come in there with pants on, I as a teacher, I'm not supposed to tell you.
Supposed to say anything.
I'm not supposed to say. But back in the day, your teacher would call your mom and say, "Look,
Miss Jones.
Miss Jones, I know you, honey, you go to Church of God in Christ.
You've let us know at one of the parents.
I know darn well when what's her name, Livia Jose or whatever her name is, when she leave home, she is not wearing pants. Well, I'm here to tell you that's what she got on in class.
And teachers get in trouble for that now. I
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, teachers used to pop you in the head back in the day.
I got hit with a ruler at the Catholic school.
They threw erasers and everything. You get hit clunked right in the head. You be talking and your eraser hit you right in the head.
I remember I was in first grade, I think. It was something really stupid, the way I was acting. And I had to put my hand out.
But you know
how you do this?
I told you, at first I was torn with that. Not anymore. Because some people are so ridiculously crazy.
That's how the nuns were. The nuns didn't play.
I know, but I'm saying now, teachers, some of them are crazy.
I know.
You're not throwing an eraser at my son's head.
See?
Back in the day, if Mr. Jones threw an eraser at my son's head, I knew Mr. Jones.
Yeah. I
don't know this dude. I don't know who he is. So now I told you, that's why I'm different now. I do believe now there should be more. Remember I told you with the transgender, I don't think the teacher should say nothing because you don't know me no more. You don't know the parents. Parents are crazy now.
Yeah.
Everybody just leave everybody alone.
Yeah.
Come here and learn reading, writing, and arithmetic. Yeah. That's it. All this social stuff, I don't have time for that.
Yep.
And a teacher, I don't have time for it. I'll make the class fun, but I'm not gonna.
They're even getting on teachers on what to teach. So
I'm not gonna reenact slavery like that one teacher reenacted slavery.
Reenacted slavery in her class.
You can't do that anymore.
Or remember,
okay, no, you be the slave, and
remember, it's like, how far do you go as a teacher? Because the Abbott Elementary episode had a white teacher teaching African American.
I know.
And he didn't just teach it in February. He taught it every month.
And he geared away from what he was supposed to teach. You don't know. I'm torn between that.
And the dad got mad.
I'm torn between the prayer. Because I don't want everybody praying over my child.
Yeah.
So just,
it's a lot of Christians felt were not happy when prayers was taken out of the school.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really. I think when you sometimes feel like your religion is the main religion and everybody needs to follow, or just if you don't agree, leave the room, whatever. And I'm thinking a lot of people are starting to open up to, well, if you're gonna pray this prayer, then the Muslim guy should be able to pray his prayer.
Right.
And the Hindu guy should be able to do his. So people are trying to be inclusive and let everybody in. And so they just feel like, let's just remove it. Hopefully the kids are praying at home or on their way to school. We don't have to deal with what your prayer is,
Right,
Did I offend you? Did I offend you? So I don't know.
So that's why I'm torn between that one.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, so now let's see if it come on. Now it ain't still ain't on. All right, so we usually do a TikTok, but we don't have a thing to do that.
And you saying it won't show. They don't see it.
They see what we saw. And that was the thing.
It's like a blended.
So, donkey of the day, Charlemagne the God. Nora always wants to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is.
Yep.
Well, the donkey of the day, Charlemagne gave to a drunk driver who crashed twice.
What do you mean crash?
Little gnats is flying around. Set airbags off and kept driving. Gary Hillman, 48, was more than 3 times the drunk always kill people. Towards an ambulance between Bangor and something in Conway. I can't name of that. Ken Monroe? I don't know what that is. A drunk driver crashed twice and set off his airbags before continuing to drive on the wrong side of the road. Driving was described as the judge as sheer lunacy. Gary Hillman, 48, was more than 3 times the drink drive limit when he drove his work van through Bangor on January 5th. He later told police he had been drinking vodka and been knocked unconscious during one of the crashes, which left him confused.
Okay.
So he's supposed to be sentenced. Sentencing hearing on Friday heard at 2:50. Hillman collided with a security fence and on an estate after going too fast around a corner. He failed to stop and report the accident and carried on driving. Then he entered another highway, approached a roundabout. Oh, can you imagine doing a roundabout?
Oh, no, and you drunk?
And crashed into the central reservation, which resulted in an airbag being deployed. In his sentencing remarks, the recorder Jones said, "You should have left it at that. But what you did was sheer lunacy." The defendant turned around. He ain't done yet. And then went in another direction, sticking his head out the window. Because he can't see because the airbags is messed up.
Right.
In order to see over the airbags.
Yeah.
He was said to be driving slowly but veered onto the wrong side of the road in which he traveled for 3/4 of a mile.
Oh, no.
He gets donkey of the day.
Gosh.
And we know 2 people who lost kids last week.
Head on
Collisions
Yeah.
from drunk drivers.
That is not funny.
No, drunk drivers hit them.
Yeah.
They wasn't even driving. I'm drunk driving.
Like his knucklehead coming over and just running right into someone. And now their lives are taken and
Thank
he gets
you.
out. Where am I?
I forgot to do this story.
Yeah.
Influencer reveals, I hurry up. Ma, I'm doing this story for you. You want to know what happened to butter pecan ice cream? Yes, he said, what happened? First of all, the setup for this. I'm setting it up first. My mom loves butter pecan ice cream. Black walnut. I'm sorry. Oh, it's black walnut.
Oh, you was thinking butter pecan.
You don't like butter pecan.
She says too sweet.
Oh, never mind. This story is about butter pecan.
All this time I thought you were saying black walnut.
No, it was butter pecan.
So the history is on butter pecan ice cream.
Look up the history of butter pecan ice cream, y'all. It's very I didn't know that back in my mom and them's days, they wasn't allowed to eat vanilla ice cream. So a guy created butter pecan.
Wow. According to Jenkins.
It says while it was never officially a law, just as many other racist practices were accepted but never a law. There are countless stories of Black people who said, passed down from generation to generation, that said they were denied to purchase vanilla ice cream.
Oh my!
Or that they'd experienced violence while eating it. You think because it was white?
Maybe.
Vanilla ice cream. You're not supposed to eat anything white.
That's sad.
Jenkins explained that in the mid-1800s, an enslaved man named Antoine developed a grafting technique to propagate the pecan tree, allowing them to be cultivated as commercial crop. Due to this accessible ingredient for butter pecan ice cream and the fact that it was relatively easy to make, the flavor gained popularity among Black Americans.
Wow.
That's why you always hear Black people say butter pecan too. Butter pecan.
Ain't that
So
something?
they wasn't allowed to eat, a lot of them wasn't allowed to eat
Vanilla
ice cream. We should probably look up the history of black walnut too.
Yeah.
They probably got some similar thing.
Mhm.
They wasn't able to eat vanilla, so we had to come up with black walnut,
Sad.
which is walnuts.
Yeah, nuts. And
It's probably the same history. It's probably created,
Mhm.
which is why she ate it, because she couldn't eat. Why did you eat vanilla ice cream when you was young? Huh?
The homemade.
Homemade.
That's
why a lot of people do homemade ice cream. Vanilla ice cream.
And they probably like it more homemade because it was more rich. It was like that fake.
Ma, did you know that in some places you couldn't have bought vanilla ice cream? Yeah. She didn't even know. She
And
never left where she was anyway. There's always black
right,
people.
right. But butter pecan, the history of
Butter
that.
pecan.
Interesting.
All right, that's it,
Okay.
y'all. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And before I say that was another words before, we're gonna have to figure this out for tomorrow.
Yeah.
This computer. And that was another was report. See y'all later.